The rules for this challenge will be in the description. Hey, how's it going everyone? Rennick here, and I made an attempt to beat Pokemon Legends Arceus with only ghost types. So let's see how I did. I started off by picking Cyndaquil because Typhlosion ends up being a ghost type, and I name him Natsu. I then fight Volo, who was pretty easy to beat. I then become a member of the Galaxy Guild and meet the commander. I then catch a Drifloon and name it Balloon, which I realized during editing I misspelled balloon somehow. So yeah. I then gain my first star rank. I then fight Akari. Her Pikachu is extremely annoying to fight because of the Thunder Wave. Pikachu kills Balloon. Natsu is then able to kill Pikachu. I then catch another Drifloon and name it Balloony. I then fight Munchlax, which sucks because I was destined to lose a Pokemon because of it having rollout. My only win condition was to use Balloony to get Drowsy on it and keep attacking it and hope for the Drowsy. Thankfully, Balloony is able to defeat Munchlax. Kricketune is the first boss fight and wasn't too bad, especially since Drowsy is very helpful. I then switch into Natsu, who gets a burn on it and kills the Kricketune. I then meet Adaman and Irida, who can't stop arguing for 5 freaking minutes. Anyways, I'm given the task to quell Cleaver. Natsu evolves into Quilava and I fight Lien. Balloony is able to body his Goomy. Jeez, freaking Hypnosis and Hex being absolute on crack. I then obtain Weirder as my first mount. Irida then fights me. Natsu is able to wreck her Glaceon. I then fight Cleaver, which I may or not make it mandatory to use Pokemon in the Royal Battles for future projects. That's still in the debating, but Cleaver is pretty easy thanks to the big tree in the arena. I gain my second star rank. I catch a Ghastly and name her Banshee. I then fight Volo again and Balloony sweeps his team, surprise. I then fight Coin to retrieve the wall fragment, which Balloony once again destroys another fight. Yeah, Hex and Hypnosis is just a very strong combo. I then give Kabbalah the wall fragment. After some grinding, Banshee evolves. However, I run into another problem. Ursaluna counters my team since it's rock and normal, which means my ghost types can't hit it, my fire type does absolutely nothing to it. So I'm able to come up with a strategy. I start off with Banshee to poison the Ursaluna. She then dies and I switch into Balloony, who miraculously, my gosh, is able to defeat it. I then gain Ursaluna as my next mount. I catch a new Ghastly and name him Boo. With the help of Ursaluna, I find Erzu, who gets a little lecture about doing stuff by herself. Balloony then evolves. Lilligant is the next royal fight and isn't too hard to fight. I use Natsu to help stun her and eventually I beat her. Afterwards, I obtain my third star. Irida challenges me a second time. She almost kills Boo, but Natsu is able to clean up the fight. Paulina then points me to Iskant's cabin so that I can get Basculegion as a mount. He then sends me to go catch a Dusclops. I name him Cyclops and bring him back to make Basculegion's food. I then receive Basculegion as my next mount. I catch Basculin and name it Poseidon. Sadly, I can't use it yet because it's over the level cap, along with Cyclops. Natsu then evolves, finally being a fire ghost type. Clover is easily defeated since fire is 4 times effective against Abominous Snow. I fight Coin again, and Balloony is able to take care of her Toxicroak. Charm fights me next, and once again, this is another scary fight. Boo is able to kill Rhydon thanks to Hex, but her Gengar kills Boo. Oh, we just can't keep a freaking Gengar line. Like, come on, game. Natsu is able to avenge his fallen friend and one-shot Gengar. I then attempt to quell Arcanine. This fight is actually seems to be consistently challenging because the arena is really small and he sets up so many fire rings and makes it really hard to go anywhere. And I'm pretty sure even when I dodge into the fire rings, they still end up hurting me. So it's like, it makes it really hard to fight when he traps you. And it's like, I could have beat him on my first attempt, but once again, he just corners me and then just finishes me. So I had to make a second attempt, and then he traps me again and then hits me with a big vortex that I thought I could possibly dodge, but nope. And then on my third attempt, I was finally able to beat him without any major issues. I then fight Adamant to show Melee how strong I am. Melee is still the worst character ever. Just such a whiny character. I can't stand him. I then catch a new Haunter and name him Reaper. I then evolve him into a Gengar. I also evolve Cyclops into a Dusknoir. I then receive my 4th star rank. I then have my match with Melee because he tries to block Ingo and me from reaching Sneasler. Cyclops is able to defeat him and his Skunk Tank, but that was another close call. Oh my gosh. Poseidon then evolves into a Basculegion. Ingo then challenges me to see if he can regain any memory back. I start off with Poseidon to Zen Headbutt the Machoke and also bait his Tangela. I then switch into Balloony, Mystical Fire Tangela, kills it. Gliscor then comes out and is a little scary. But I land the Hypnosis, which allows Balloony to one-shot with Hex. Like, where's my luck with these games? I then obtain Sneasler as my next mount. I then catch a Rotom and name it. Well, this is a little awkward. I accidentally forgot to name it, so we'll call him Sparks. I then try to quell Electrode, who is by far the hardest one to beat because of his stupid freaking orbs that lock onto you and hunts you down. Like, unless someone knows down, like, feel free to leave down a comment if there's an actual way to counter those stupid orbs, because I have yet to figure out what to do with those orbs other than just run. Like, that is super irritating, and it makes it hard to just be able to throw the palms at him. But it takes me 2 attempts to beat him. Luckily, Natsu and Cyclops were able to help me get the Electrode to sit still for a bit, because they were actually able to beat it in a fight. And so, which that really helped me be able to defeat him because it got rid of some of his orbs. I gain my 5th star rank. I catch a Snorunt and a Zora. I name the Snorunt Witch and the Zora Tokuyami, which I know in my soft lock I did that too, but I don't know why. To me, the name just fits the Pokemon. I then battle Gyrick. Natsu is able to one-shot Glalie, but it gets a little weakened, so I switch into Cyclops, one-shot the Frostlass. I then evolve Witch into a Frostlass, and Tokuyami evolves into Zoroark. Sabi is my next opponent, and it's scary. My gosh, I start off with Cyclops, so that I can kill her Electivire with Bulldoze. I managed to do that. I then switch into Poseidon to kill Magmortar, so that, because I also had Frostlass on the team, so she was going to be my main killer on the Rhyperior. I'm able to get some good damage on Rhyperior before having to switch, which really helped. I was so nervous of having to see Basculegion die from this. But he's able to survive, so I'm able to switch into Witch and is able to finish the battle. Hallelujah. I then fight Braviary, and Witch is able to just obliterate it. Like, that was just an easy fight at that point. I then obtain Braviary as my final mount. I then go Quell Avalog, which wasn't bad this time because I understood his attacks better compared to when I first fought it in my soft lock. I tried using the Cyclops to beat it, but because I went in under level, I decided to stop battling it and just focus on throwing the palms because I didn't want to lose any mons. Otherwise, Avalog is pretty easy to beat. After doing all of this helping, how am I rewarded? Through Banishment. Somehow, me falling from the sky the same day that Cleaver becomes frenzied is my fault. Somehow all this coincidence being linked, happens to be my fault. I don't know. This man's logic is bullcrap and illogical and getting banished from the village. Either way, Volo then brings me to the ancient campsite. I then do the trials for the Lake Trio. The first trial wasn't too bad. Alpha Gudra was pretty easy. Zoroark is another story because it screws my team and causes me to lose Cyclops because it outsped my team, so it would always go first, and no matter what I would do, it would kill my team because it also had Snarl. So even if I sent out my own Zoroark, something was destined to die. So I was able to kill after Cyclops died, which he will be greatly missed. I then had sent out Poseidon to kill Alpha Zoroark and then received Yuxi's item. And then the final one is Overquill. I was super scared of this thing because of it being Poison Dark. Poison Dark is only weak to ground, which I only had one other Pokemon that had a ground type move. So my strategy with this was using Sparks to Thunder Wave it. Once I got the Thunder Wave off and was able to do something on my turn, I'd switch into Witch, and I'm able to beat Overquill because he apparently didn't have anything super effective against my Pokemon. So, woo! The Lake Trio then create the Red Chain. I then fight Benny, which is kind of a funny name, but my strategy for him was pretty simple. I start off with Tokuyomi to kill Miss Magia's and Gardevoir. However, I didn't think that Glade would outspeed me, and it's able to kill Tokuyomi. Another great Mon to lose. Natsu avenges his fallen friend and is able to defeat his Sneasler and move on. I then battle the commander. I start off with Sparks to kill the Braviary. Sparks is able to paralyze Snorlax before sadly dying. He will also be missed. I was actually surprised of how good Rodom is on its own. Like, the thing's got a lot of good special attack. It takes Witch a while to take down Snorlax, but eventually kills it with spikes and ice shards, which is able to bring Golem down to a little less than half before dying. Honestly, I'm actually glad that this fight was about even. Poseidon obliterates Golem. I then switch into Reaper to fight Clefable, which is actually kind of funny since they're like opposites. However, Clefable was able to survive and kill Reaper because of a stupid Calm Mind. So now I have only 2 Pokemon on my team left. So Natsu then finishes the match, which Natsu's just been great for just finishing a battle. And then while trying to catch Dialga for story reasons, Poseidon sadly falls. So now that we're in the late game, now I'm just losing most of my team. I'm like, everything's fine. Everything's just fine. But I managed to catch it. I could rebuild my team, but it's not really necessary since I'm not required to send Pokemon to fight Origin Palkia, which at this rate, I might as well make it where I have to battle every boss Pokemon, because otherwise this game is still going to be easy. So, either way, I will say I'm very disappointed that Origin Palkia's fight isn't different from Origin Dialga. Like, it's basically the same, but Origin Palkia is easier because of how big the body model is compared to Origin Dialga, which is just, why did they it's just these fights were felt like laziness. But either way, with all the aside, I catch Origin Palkia and the rift closes, thus ending the challenge as I have officially beaten the game. This was actually a pretty fun and a bit challenging at times, but I've noticed as I play these games, the better I get, it's definitely going to get harder to make the game harder when I understand them and know how to beat them. So, however, I do look forward to doing Nuzlocke for Scarlet and Violet when they come out. Not sure which one I'm going to get, but am excited for that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit the bell to be notified along with subscribing. If you like hardcore Nuzlocke, be sure to check out my Mono Poison Challenge in Fire Red. If you like Legends of Arceus, be sure to check out my post-game playlist. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.